Just go ahead and vote
Yeah,
straight down the party.
just Christmas tree, the whole thing.
Welcome to the City of Pinellas Parks City Council meeting. Our city offers superior parks, premium recreational services, exceptional public safety resources, optimal investment opportunities, and more. Our mayor and city council welcomes you to tonight's meeting.
Good evening. It is Thursday, September 12th of 2024, 6 p.m., and I'm calling to order our city council meeting. We will have an invocation and a pledge of allegiance, and this evening our invocation is being delivered by Community Bible Baptist Church. Please rise if you wish.
Good evening. My name is Quentin. I'm an assistant pastor at Community Bible Baptist Church. I just wanted to take a moment right before we started with prayer and invite you all to our Honor Our Heroes services. That's going to be this Sunday at 10:30, and we're honoring all those in local government as well as first responders and military. It'll be at 10:30, and we'll have a dinner following. Please bow with prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this meeting, dear Lord. Thank you for those that are elected in leadership over us, dear Lord. Dear Lord, I pray for discernment. I pray for wisdom. Dear Lord, please bless this meeting. Help it to be productive and profitable. Lord, thank you for the city. Thank you for what it means to us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor.
Can I have Christine and crew come up? How are you guys doing this evening? Doing very well. I hope I have some of the right colors on tonight. We have this wonderful crew here this evening to help remind people about National Suicide Prevention Month. And I was telling the city clerk's office before that there's a wonderful commercial on right now that you can see where a young man is driving his car, hollering for somebody, on the other end to pick up the phone, which they're not. He drives to their house, bangs on the door, they finally come to the door. And it's two veterans, and they're embracing just because the one was worried about the other. And all it takes sometimes is a smile or a hug or a phone call to make the difference in somebody's life. Whereas the week of September 8th to the 14th is National Suicide Prevention Week. And September of 2024 is National Suicide Prevention Month. A time during this time, each individual, organization, and community joins their voices to amplify the message that suicide can be prevented. And these observations are united in raising awareness that raises awareness and prevention is possible, treatment is effective, and people do recover. The Zero Suicide Framework emphasizes that even one life lost is one life too many. We know that being kind, asking directly about suicide and fostering social connections can save lives. It is essential that we educate and encourage relatives, friends, co-workers, and providers about the signs of suicide ideation and that it is affects all people in the community. And we believe that it takes all of us doing what we can to create a community without suicide. The Zero Suicide Prevent Partner of Pinellas, led by the Suncoast Center Incorporated, unites community members, organizations with a common mission to end suicide in Pinellas. Therefore, I, Sandra Lee Bradbury, Mayor of the City of Pinellas Park, and on behalf of our entire City Council, do hereby proclaim September of 2024 as National Suicide Prevention Month and urge all citizens to join me in doing what they can do to be kind, be courteous, and connecting to end suicide in Pinellas Park. I I set my hand to cause the seal of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, to be affixed on this 12th day of September of 2024. And I want to present this to the organization and turn over the mic so that you guys can give some insight to our citizens.
Well, thank you for that, Mayor. My name is John Pierre. I'm the incoming president and CEO at the Suncoast Center, and I want to first and foremost show our gratitude and appreciation for this recognition. And I'm now going to turn it over to Hope, who is a program coordinator, for a couple of words.
Thank you to the mayor and to the council for recognizing this very important topic. It's a difficult topic to talk about and one that we work tirelessly to bring awareness to. The team that stand behind me works every single day and gives their heart and soul to this county and this community, reaching out to veterans in our community, the LGBTQ population, young adults, and youth in Pinellas County who is affected by this every single day. And the work we do is never ending. And our action message is be kind, be curious, and be connected. And the smallest act of kindness really goes a long way. And you don't know how you impact somebody on a day-to-day basis by just being kind. And again, thank you for having us here. We are Zero Suicide Partners of Pinellas, and we thank you.
And I'm assuming we don't have any videos to show this evening. So at this time, we open up the City Council to offer citizens that are in the audience, if they would have anything that they would like to ask questions of City Council or staff, this would be the time to do so. Moving on, we have no quasi-judicial items this evening, so we do not need anybody sworn in at this time. Moving on to Section 2, approval of minutes. Councilmember Butler.
Mayor, make a motion we approve regular council minutes of August 22nd, 2024 as on file in the city clerk's office.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
And cast your ballots. Moving on to Section 2, our public hearings, item P1, resolution number 24-17.
Item P1, resolution number 24-17, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, establishing a millage rate of 5.6500 mils for ad valorem taxation of property within the city for fiscal year 2024 through 2025 to $33,470,205, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Item P1, resolution number 24-17, first public hearing and first reading. I am opening the public hearing and turning it over to Dan Cassianis.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a brief presentation as far as the millage rate. So this chart here shows some big numbers. So basically it shows the tax base for the city, compares this year with last year, and shows the total tax base in the city, residential, commercial, and so on and so forth. And it shows the change for new construction and annexation in terms of taxable values, not taxes, but taxable value from 1 year to the prior year, and also the increase in taxable values for the properties in the same year. So as you can see, the leftmost column is 2022, the rightmost column is 2023. So you can see new construction and annexations actually dropped off about $29.5 million. And then also the larger increase in taxable value in 2022 as compared with 2023. Obviously, we had somewhat of a decrease, so things are starting to stabilize in the real estate market. So the end result is the taxable values as of January 1st, 2022 versus 2023. Overall, it increased by 8.68%, including the new construction and annexations and the increase in taxable values. So for every dollar of tax base the city receives, approximately 1/2 of 1 cent is property tax dollars. So that's the relationship there between taxable values and what the actual tax dollars the city receives. Property tax represents 40% of the revenue in the city's general fund. And it's also important to realize that the taxable values as of January 1st, 2024 are used as a basis for determining the amount of tax that people and businesses pay in the community later on this year. So we have if you will, you have a time lag. You got a time lag because those taxable values are as of January 1st, and we're in September now. So just thought I'd point it out. This is a chart that I'd like to show. By law, we're supposed to discuss the rollback rate and what the rollback rate is. And so I try to do it with this chart, and basically we go back to the taxable values again. Total taxable values for the city for next year will be approximately $6.2 million and $1 billion actually. And as you can see, what we're proposing for property tax revenue is $33,470,000. And now the rollback rate, which is required by the state, and it's a calculated rate. It's a rate that is calculated that would give the city the same amount of tax revenue as the prior year, excluding new construction and annexation. So based upon the higher taxable values in the community because of the construction and annexations and also the increase in taxable values, the rate, because it increased, the calculated rate would be 5.2748 for a revenue neutral item. So it's important that you all understand that. The city's proposing the adoption of its millage rate of 5.65 versus the 5.2748 rollback rate. And by law, we have to disclose what that is and indicate what the percentage of increase is over the rollback rate, which is 7.11%. So here's a quick chart I'd like to show. It shows the major cities in the county in Pinellas County and discloses their millage rates. And basically, you can see Pinellas Park fares very well in that comparison. Also, our permanent recreation utility fees and other fees tend to be amongst the lowest in Pinellas County. So for every dollar of tax paid in the city, approximately 27% goes to the city, 29% to the school board, and 27% to the county. And then you have the JWB, the Juvenile Welfare Board, and you have the Transit Authority, and then you have the Water Management District. Of course, the Water Management District, it encompasses roughly 2/3 of the city, but like approximately 1/3 is not within the Water Management District. So one third of the area of the city doesn't pay for the Water Management District, but 2/3 do. That's just the way it was drawn up many, many, many years ago. And this is a sample trim notice, which y'all should have received in August. And the left columns, the white left columns, represent what the millage rates would be for the rollback rate and the associated taxes for all the taxing authorities in the left margin. And then the colored columns in the rightmost columns represent what they are being proposed for a millage rate and what the associated taxes are for each taxing authority. And as you can see, of course, this assumes a net taxable value of $100,000. This is after your home is valued by the property appraiser, and then they apply the Safer Homes exclusion and also the homestead exemption. So after they do that, this assumes a net taxable value of $100,000. So total property tax with the rollback rate for all the taxing entities would be roughly $1,952 and change. And under the proposed, for all the taxing authorities, it would be $2,076.30. Okay. Most people who have issues with property tax, it normally relates to the taxable value or how their properties were valued for tax purposes. And the cities don't control that. I don't control it. The city manager, city council don't control it. That is handled by the Pinellas County Property Appraiser's Office. So if you have any issues with that, please call them at 464-4293 and do not call me. Thank you. Okay, here's a quick chart I like to show. So basically, for the total property tax revenue, the city is estimated to receive $33,470,000. It compares that with the net cost of providing police, fire, and EMS services in the city. And so basically, we have a deficiency in public safety funding of $1.5 million, which the city has to pay for from other revenues that we have in the general fund. So property tax isn't even sufficient to pay for public safety services. So I like to show that. Okay. And that concludes our presentation as far as the millage rate is concerned, and we're here for any questions.
Thank you. Public hearing has been open, so if there's anybody in the audience that would like to come up and speak or ask any questions, it would be the time to do so. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion by Councilmember Butler.
Mayor, make a motion we adopt resolution number 24-17, first public hearing and first reading.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor and cast your vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
And the reason why I'm saying cast your vote is we are moving to this program here so that as we're voting on items, it will actually show up on your TV, or if you're watching it on your phone or your laptop at home, you will actually see where we are voting on those, just in case the volume isn't where you can actually hear us say the word yay or nay. And we've been practicing for the last couple of council meetings. The next item is P2, ordinance number 4272.
Item P2, ordinance number 4272, an appropriation and tax levy ordinance of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, covering the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025, being an ordinance appropriating funds required for the purpose of meeting the general operating expenses of the city for salaries, wages, fees necessary or proper, disbursements and other expenditures necessary or proper for the operation of the city government, the water and sewage utility system, and for the purpose of meeting debt retirement requirements and capital improvements during said fiscal year, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Item number P2, ordinance number 4272's public hearing, first public hearing and first reading. I am opening the public hearing and turning it over to Dan Cassianis again.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a few quick charts we're going to show you. This is a very gross overall view of the proposed budget for next year. But basically, you see in the left column, we have here the major funds of the city: general fund, water and sewer, capital improvement, and so on and so forth. And basically, most of the expenses and revenues associated with property tax is in the general fund, which is the top line. But we like to show the entire city budget. The leftmost column represents the original budget for this year and compares the figures with the proposed budget for next year, which is the rightmost column. And as you can see, overall spending increased, basically, including capital projects, by 2.4%. So I like to show the pie charts. People like to look at the graphics. This is the revenue basically for the general fund. And as you can see, property taxes represent 40%, franchise fee and utility taxes 20%. And the rest come from other different sources, for a total revenue of $84,679,000 and change. Okay, on the expense side of the general fund, police and fire and EMS represent roughly 50% of the general fund. The rest is in public works, leisure services, library and rec, refuse, and general and administrative. Okay. For the capital improvement fund, which is where we have all our major projects that we do, the revenue side, we're using reserves of roughly 17%, water and sewer 16%, grant money 25% from a couple different grants that we have, and we're using some of our debt proceeds as well. On the expenditure side, and for capital improvements, we're spending roughly 37% in culture and recreation, police and fire roughly about 22%, water and sewer and reclaimed water roughly about 16%, transportation 14%, that's sidewalks, that's street resurfacings, all that stuff. And this is a quick listing of our major capital improvement projects for next year. I'm not going to sit here and reiterate all of this stuff. But, of course, we got some big ones here. The Sprawl Horizon Sports Park, $22,171,000 and change. The Police and Fire Operations Campus, $25 million. We probably won't reach that next year. Probably some of that's going to carry forward to the following year. It's going to be a good 2-year project, maybe more than that. And electric water meters, $9.3 million. And then the sewer interceptor, which the city's been trying to accomplish for a couple of years now with the county, $6 million. That's the main infrastructure that basically all the city's sewage flows through in order to get it to the county treatment plant. So that's a very important project. We've been trying to get that done with the county now for a good 3 or 4 years, but they keep changing employees and this and that and the other. And so it looks like we might be able to get it done next year, or we're hoping. And basically, Let's see. I do have another chart I'd like to show. It represents the 10 largest taxpayers in the city. There they are in the left margin, and the associated taxable value that they represent. It's kind of tough looking at some of them you can readily know them, but others you're like, well, what is that and where are they at in the city? But basically, as a group, they represent 10.25% of the property tax that's paid in the city. And of course, they're very important to our local economy. They create economic jobs and so forth. And approximately $3.47 million, $3.5 million of city property tax annually, plus utility tax, permit fees, and all that kind of thing. So it's very important. That concludes my presentation.
Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions of Dan on this subject or City Council? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion by Councilman Butler.
Mayor, make a motion, we pass ordinance number 4272, first public hearing and first reading.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Cast your ballots. Thank you. Moving on to section 4, our consent agenda item C1.
Item number C1 is ordinance number 4271, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, adopting a master plan and supporting documentation for mixed-use plan unit development, MUPUD, overlay with underlying town center, TC zoning, on 4.87 acres of land generally located at parcel numbers 28-30-1671064-015-0070, 28-30-1671064-015-0010, and 28-30-1671064-015-0040, parcel number 28-30-71064-016-040, a portion of parcel number 28-30-16-7164-0000030, and parcel number 28-30-7164-017-040, and more particularly described in Exhibit A, which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, certifying consistency with the city's adopted comprehensive plan, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, providing for an effective date. Item number C2 is consideration of a request for the mayor to sign a final plat approval for Compass Pinellas Park. Item number C3 is authorization for the mayor to sign an annexation agreement with Suncoast Redevelopment Corporation, and that's for property located at parcel 18-30-16-69768-400-5113. Item number C4 is ordinance number 4273, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, annexing into the city a certain parcel of land generally located at parcel number 18-30-16-69768-400-5113, and legally described and depicted in Exhibit A, which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, providing for amendment of the legal description of the corporate boundaries of the city, providing for the assignment of city zoning classification, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances conflicting herewith to the extent of such conflict, providing for an effective date. Item number C5 is ordinance number 4276, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending the city's official land use plan map by providing the land use designation of recreation open space, ROS, for certain lands generally located at parcel number 18-30-16-69768
2024-400-5113, and more particularly described in Exhibit A, which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, certifying consistency with the city's adopted comprehensive plan, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, providing for an effective date. Item number C6 is authorization for the mayor and city manager to sign the 2024 Emergency Medical Services ALS First Responder Agreement between the city of Pinellas Park, Florida, and the Pinellas County Emergency Medical Services Authority, and that establishes the initial funding level of $5,755,953. Item number C7 is authorization for the mayor and city manager to sign the 2024 Fire Protection Services Agreement between the city of Pinellas Park, Florida, and the Pinellas County Board of County Commissioners. Item number C8 is to accept with regret the resignation of Robert Puginelli from the General Employees Pension Fund Board of Trustees. Item number C9 is to accept with regret the resignation of Alithia V. Stanfield from the Library Board. Item number C10 is to approve the appointment of Joanne Cherry to serve as a member of the Library Board, fulfilling a vacated term that expires on July 31st, 2027. Item number C11 is to approve authorization to purchase mobile modular shoot house totaling $63,531.60 from Noble Supply and Logistics, Boston, Maine, using the funds from the state and federal forfeitures account. Item number C12 is to approve authorization to purchase 125 Apple iPhones for personnel, and the cost for that purchase is $94,991.25. Item number C13 is to approve authorization for emergency manhole repair located at 60th Street from 106th Avenue to 109th Avenue to be conducted by MTM Contractors, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $195,000. Item number C14 is authorization for approval for Harbor Jolly Architects to proceed with the drawings for the new City Hall Park Station renovation, and that's at a cost of $350,000. Item number C15 is to approve authorization to award bid 24.004A for Freedom Lake Stormwater Drainage Phase 2 to Coors Construction, Inc. That's the end of the consent agenda.
Yes. Councilwoman Patty Reed.
Thank you. Mayor Bradbury, regarding the consent agenda, I would like to make a motion to pass, approve, or adopt whichever action is appropriate, items C1 through C15, inclusive with items C1, C4, and C5 being first and final reading. The next public hearing will be held in council chambers on Thursday, September 26th, 2024 at 6 p.m.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on items C1 through C15? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. We do not have any regular agenda items, so at this time we'll move over to comments from City Council and staff.
Oh yeah, there's nobody next to me. Thank you. I wanted to thoughts and prayers to Keith with his knee, and Keith Senior, I should say. So we are thinking about him, and I wanted to do a huge congratulations to Major Roxanne Pohl, who graduated the FBI Academy. I think today was the actual day, wasn't it? A little bit there though is that there's only one other female officer, and she became the chief of police to go through and graduate the academy for the city of Pinellas Park. So I think it's a really big deal, and it's really cool. So congratulations to Major Pohl for that achievement. It's awesome. And what other thing? The National Suicide Prevention Month. Thank you guys for all that you do, and thank you for being here. And check on your neighbors. I always say check on your neighbors, even if you're not sure. Just say hi. It's a neighborly thing to do, but they may need that day to make them feel better and to help out. So They're the Suicide Partners of Pinellas. So if you need help and can't find anybody else or what have you, they're there for you, and we appreciate what you do. I also want to take a moment to say thoughts and prayers and to the families that are still affected by 9/11 from this week. That was never forget, always in our hearts, and God bless. So they would live with it every day, and it was a big deal. So again, check on your people. Check on your people. Other than that, check out the Ag Farm. The barn is going up, and it is amazing. So don't forget that it's open. Their hours, I believe, are on Facebook site, right?
Yep, we're back to 5 o'clock. But still 10 to 1 on Saturday.
Yeah, so I was in Winn-Dixie, and one of the people came up to me and was like, just talking because I had a chicken shirt on. Go figure. And so they were so excited, had no idea, and I thought that's pretty cool that they do that. So it's working, it's doing its thing. Take your kids, reach out if you have homeschooling or things that you want to go do, because it's a pretty neat place. Anything else that I had? Be kind, be courteous, be correct. I really like that. And happy birthday, Miss Jillian. So that's all I got, and thank everybody for what they do.
Oh, is she done? Y'all did it to me the other week. No, honestly, everything you said. Thank you to our guests for being here to recognize National Suicide Prevention Month. Suicide is something that affects literally every person in this room in one way or another. So we do have a great little community here, and we have great little communities individually. So just as Councilman Reed said, just always check on your folks. But that's all I got.
I'd just like to thank Dan for his presentation tonight and thank all of the city employees that were involved in that process. This is a really big undertaking every year. It's very difficult. We have literally every department in the city involved in this process. So I appreciate all the work that everybody did in putting it together and bringing it to us in a way that we can understand it.
And we have
Thank you.
Citizens Budget Advisory Committee that meets with every one of the department heads, as well as Dan. They come to a workshop with City Council to show their recommendations to City Council on what items we spend their money on.
And you could mention too that we are looking for people to get more involved, our citizens, for our boards. We have a lot of openings, and they could reach out. It's on our Facebook, but we do have
It's
some
on our
openings.
website.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So that's it.
Staff. Miss Jillian, I'm sure we got stuff going on.
We do. We have some fabulous events and announcements. The first being registration for our Christmas parade is now open. For more information, you can register to visit by going to www.celebratepinellaspark.com. And then on Saturday, September 14th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., make sure you participate in the Pinellas Park Cleanup Day event. This free event is available to Pinellas Park residents and allows you to dispose of household trash and yard waste at 7 different drop-off locations located throughout the city. For more information, you can contact our utility billing division at 727-369-0690, or you can see our city Facebook post for additional details on drop-off locations and prohibited items. We have our Wounded Warriors headquarters and gym grand opening at 5175 45th Street in Lelwyn, and that's going to be September 27th from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And you can come out and check their new adaptive fitness facility. On September 27th from 5 to 10 p.m., we have the German American Society Oktoberfest at 8098 66th Street. And also on October 4th and October 5th, they'll be having the Oktoberfest as well. Admission is $10 and children 12 and under are free. And there's free admission for military members with active military IDs. October 1st, we have National Night Out with our fabulous police department at England Brothers Park. You can enjoy free food, bounce houses, and a DJ, and you can catch some exciting demos by the K-9 unit and the fire department. On Saturday, October 5th, we have a free drive-through shred event at Forbes Recreation Center located at 6401 94th Avenue Participants may bring up to 5 boxes, banker box size, of documents for secure shredding. It's a great, great tool for scam and fraud prevention. So you can see our city Facebook post for more details. And then also on Saturday, October 5th, we have a fall prevention play called Denying Gravity. This play is free. It's going to be held at our Performing Arts Center, and doors will open up at 1 p.m., but the play will be from 2 to 3:30. And Denying Gravity is an inspiring, laugh-out-loud fall prevention play that seamlessly blends comedy and drama, brought to you by our Sages Theater. You can reserve your tickets free by visiting www.sagestheater.org, or you can give me a call at 727-369-5744, and I can register you for the tickets. I also wanted to say a very special thank you to our Pinellas Park Fire Department for their amazing presentation last night at our Citizens Academy. Our 2024 Citizens Academy kicked off for the very first time. It's going to be a 7-week program, and next up we have our Public Works and Communications and Marketing Department. So it's been a great, a great thing for our community, and we have 40 very engaging citizens that are attending. So thank you, guys.
One more thing. What's going on behind us this weekend?
Behind us?
England Brothers Park.
At England Brothers Park? Oh, is there Pepperfest? Is it Pepperfest? Pepperfest. Sorry, I wasn't aware. That one wasn't on my list. For more information on that, see our Facebook.
Yeah, they already started.
No, I think it's a concert.
Oh, Concert Pepper?
Pepper.
Oh.
Well, the concert pepper.
We'll make sure it's a Concert Pepper, and we'll make sure we get it on our Facebook page for the details on that. Please go to our Facebook page at England Brothers.
People will be asking. When they see fences going up, they want to know what's going on. Miss Angela?
Thank you for the reminder about the boards. I will remind that we, Library and Parks and Rec Board, have vacancies. So if you're willing to serve, they only meet once a month. Pretty brief, fun. And also a reminder that it's Dot Weekend this week. So oddly, International Dot Day is all about the little things that can make a difference. So if the library is sponsoring this, if you see a dot somewhere in the community, take a picture, and it's going to be a fun little art project in the end. So thank you.
Is it a big dot or a little dot?
Anywhere you see a dot. Could be big, could be little, could be medium. So.
I'm on the hot.
Oh, and I should mention as well, the Senior Center is now open Saturdays from 8 to noon. So that's a new thing. So we know we have seniors who still work and might want to take advantage of Saturday services. So arts and crafts, billiards, come grab a cup of coffee, give us ideas of what you want to do, and we'll be doing more and more programming, book club, all sorts of fun.
Nothing from Fire and Police. Nope. Okay. Well, with that, we will remind people to check on your neighbors. Call a friend that you haven't talked to in a while. Check to see how they're doing. And we hope everybody has a blessed couple of weeks until we see you again. The meeting is adjourned.